After 4 years away, a major political conference makes its way back to the Lone Star State. I'm Blessing Uchuku in Grapevine. I'll tell you what it is and some of the notable speakers.
North Texas bleeding extra red this week as the Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, returns to the Lone Star State.
This is the conference's first time back in Texas since 2022. Blessing Uchuku is joining us from where the conference is being held. Blessing, what can you tell us?
Hey there, Charles and Dr. Clark. So this event, get this, has been going on since 1974, when then California Governor Ronald Reagan was the keynote speaker. Now, Texas got a double helping back in 2021 and 2022 when it was the host state for CPAC. But after 4 years away, Dr. Clark and Charles, get this, organizers realize something that we all know: everything is bigger and better in Texas, so they two-stepped their way back to the Lone Star State. This event has been taking place every year since 1974, when then California Governor Ronald Reagan gave the keynote address. He was a keynote speaker. Texas got a little back-to-back action in 2021 and 2022, but after 4 years away, organizers realized everything is bigger in Texas, and they two-step their way back.
Signal by saying aye.
Wednesday kicked off day one of the Conservative Political Action Conference,
There we go.
also known as CPAC. A day A.J. Yvette, a die-hard Dallas County Republican, hasn't missed since 2021, when the conference was first held in Texas.
It's great to be around like-minded people and to just get that spirit of unity and empowerment to move forward, to push you through to the next step.
Notable speakers taking the stage this week, from Dr. Oz, Reverend Franklin Graham, to candidates running in the November election, like Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, and one of the men vying for his job, State Senator Mays Middleton.
A couple of people that are here internationally. I know we've got some things going on globally around the world with the administration as far as keeping our country safe. So I'm actually very curious to hear from some of these international global leaders that are here in Dallas, Texas.
One of those international speakers being the Crown Prince of Iran, nearing the 1 month mark since Israel and the U.S. launched their attack on his country.
Everything they have is gone, including their leadership.
But the biggest surprise of all is the fact the top leader of the Republican Party, President Donald Trump, is not listed as a speaker. He spoke last year at the conference and has been a consistent fixture at the conservative event at least 15 times.
And a very special hello to CPAC. It's been a long time.
Making his first appearance in 2011.
What's the most notable about this event is we specifically tried to focus less on if you were famous in order to, qualify for speaking, but what are you doing in your community to make something happen? This is a kind of a resurgent focus on activists in their communities.
The CPAC chairman says with the November election 8 months away, the Lone Star State being picked as the host for the conference was a no-brainer.
Texas is the middle of all the political action. You have all these new congressional lines. You have this really important runoff in the Senate race, and this is the right place to be.
This year's theme is actions, not words. So it's time to lock down, put in the action, and let's get to work.
CPAC wraps up this weekend in Grapevine. Blessing Iwuchukwu, Spectrum News. Paint a picture for any Texans who are watching or coming on the way, actually coming to the Gaylord Texan here in Grapevine. There was a line of supporters who were pro-Iran, thanking President Trump for what he and Israel did nearly a month ago. And that's also notable. They also had the Crown Prince of Iran, his picture posted up. So there was a lot of supporters. And also want to make note that security here is pretty tight. Getting here, there's officers, law enforcement everywhere. To get in here, they check your bags, metal detectors, law enforcement inside, outside. So it's a very heavily secured building and event, and which is quite important with the number of notable people that are in attendance for this week.
Absolutely. So important to keep everyone safe and secure there. I see people walking behind you, Blessing. I'm wondering how many people are expected to attend CPAC this year?
Yeah, Dr. Clark, that's exactly what we asked the chairman on day one, and he didn't really give us an exact figure, but what he did tell us that every single hotel is booked to capacity. And just a little fun fact in history, when this event was first held in 1974, there were 400 people in attendance when Ronald Reagan was the keynote speaker. So we're expecting much more than that 400 amount, spanning for the rest of this week.
Blessing, thank you. And there are some notable guests missing from this week's conservative event.
Yeah, that's why we've got our Capital Tonight anchor James Badagon joining us now in studio. So that's the big question. Blessing talked about 400 people making their way to CPAC, but some notables not in attendance. Who are we talking about?
Well, the big one Blessing mentioned is the president. First time in 10 years he doesn't show up to the event. He's got a lot on his hands with the conflict in Iran, so obviously he's not there in person, but you saw him well represented. His supporters are there wearing MAGA hats, wearing Trump stuff. But the other one that is a big one is Senator John Cornyn. He was invited to the event. Obviously his competitor in the Senate runoff, Ken Paxton, will be a keynote speaker at one of their dinners on Friday night. But Senator John Cornyn did not show up. He said he was busy in Washington. He's obviously busy as well, but I think people are making a contrast there about who goes to CPAC and who doesn't.
Right.
This is obviously a Republican event, but what about the Democrats? Do they have anything similar planned?
Charles, I don't think they do. I mean, this is a very unique event that CPAC has. It's a place where conservatives, like the woman in Blessing's package said, they can exchange ideas with people who are very like-minded, even some people who are maybe even further to the right than the Republican Party sometimes is. So this is a very conservative gathering, and it's pretty unique.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, James.
You bet.